from minute one. That's what I said, right? Believe Bigger, Faster call. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Salute to y'all. Let's jump right in this thing, man. I've been ready for this. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. There's a chairman on our platform. His name is Cash Cartier. And his little sister and grandmother died in a car crash on the way to work at the same time. His little sister, who was his heart, his grandmother, who was his heart, died in a car crash on the way to church. And he was in the business at the time. He went and buried them, went to the funeral. The same exact day that happened, he went home and did a leadership call. Same day. And there were people on his team that wasn't on that call because they had an excuse. They had an excuse. He just got finished burying his grandmother and his little sister and had the wherewithal, I can't find a word. He still did the leadership call because he made a commitment to do the leadership call. And the same people he was doing the leadership call for didn't show up. The next day, he got a call that said his mother was about to die as well, the very next day. The same day he got that news, he went out and signed up a bunch of people. Same day. He got a call telling him his mother was dying. Same day. Got off that phone call, went absolutely nuts and signed up a bunch of people into the business. At the time he was signing those people up, on that day, he was unranked because he had hit Platinum 5,000 and the whole team quit. He was a Platinum 5,000 on his way to chairman, but the whole team quit. So that day he got that call from his mother, he was unranked. Went out, signed up a bunch of people. Okay? His mother did end up dying. He missed his mother's funeral because he missed the flight. He missed the flight to go to the funeral. What did he do? He called his mentor. Same day, missed the flight, called his mentor and said, I missed the flight to my mother's funeral. Of course, his mentors were like, oh my God, man, we're so sorry to hear that. What can we do for you? You know what his response was? Tell me what I need to do to go chairman. Whatever you tell me on this phone call, I'm going to do it. I want you to understand something. If he had the money to fly private, would he have missed that funeral? No. If he had the money, he would have been at that funeral. Okay? This story is absolutely nuts to me. I get goosebumps every time I even hear it or tell it. So his mentors are asking, what can we do for you? He didn't ask him for money. He didn't ask for sympathy. He asked for the information to change his life. Tell me what I need to do to go chairman and I'll do it. 1 week later, he hit Platinum 1,000. The week after that, Now for the new people or the people that's on this call that you're not involved with the opportunity, Platinum 1000 pays $1,000 a month. 1 week after he got instructions from his mentor, 1 week later, $1,000 a month, residually. The week after that, he hit Platinum 2000, which is $2,000 a month residually, 2 weeks later. 1 month after she died, 1 month after his mother died, he hit Platinum 5,000, which is $5,000 a month. 4 months from the time his mother died, he hit Chairman 10, which is $10,000 a month. 2 months after he hit Chairman 10, he hit Chairman 25, $25,000 a month. And a couple months after that, he hit Chairman 50, $50,000 a month. $50,000 a month. Now, you might be asking yourself right now, how did he not stop? How in the world does that take place? How is his family members dying, his closest family members? How did he stay focused? How did he not stop? Simple. He went all in. He went all in. Watch this. He did exactly what he told everybody around him what he was going to do. He did exactly what he told everybody around him what he was going to do. Many people on this call right now have not made the decision to go all in. I want to let you know that belief comes before the money. The money never comes first. If you don't believe this will work for you, it won't work. Because whatever you believe is true. You probably should write that down. I'm gonna say it one more time. If you don't believe it will work, if you don't believe this particular endeavor will work for you, it won't work. Why? Because whatever you believe is what is true. Basically, what I'm telling you is you get to choose what is going to be true for your life. Think about that. You get to choose what will be true for your life. That's why the name of this call is Believe Bigger, Faster. Because whatever you believe will become a material reality in your future. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. It works 100% of the time. If you don't believe this will work, guess what? That will manifest. You won't be here. If you believe this will work, guess what? That will manifest 100% of the time. Whatever you believe will become material reality in your future. Okay? All right? So if you aren't fully convinced that this will work for you, then you're already behind. That doubt, hold on, what's going on? Hold on. Let me make sure everybody's muted. All right, cool. So watch this. If you aren't fully convinced that this will work for you, then you're already behind. Why? Because that doubt is preventing you from achieving your wildest dreams. That doubt is preventing you from achieving everything you have in your heart. It's a virus. It's infecting your vision. So if you want to know how Cash Cartier was able to go from hitting P5 to losing it all to family members dying, able to stay focused and really take this thing and run with it and actually start producing at a high level, he went all in. He went all in. And if you make the decision tonight to go all in with this endeavor, over the next 7 to 14 days, there's going to be a lot of things that change in your life. You're going to reach some levels financially that you didn't reach before, only because you didn't burn the bridge behind you, only because you didn't do everything you could. And when you make the decision to do everything, every single thing that you can, only then will the results start pouring in. Drop a 777 if that makes sense. Matter of fact, drop a 888 if you're making a decision today to go all in. All in. Right? All in. I mean, all the way in. Now, let's get to the subject of the call. I told y'all from the first minute this thing was going to be powerful. I told you, right? So, what we're going to talk about tonight is the power of your story. The power of your story. Do you understand that if you master your story, this business becomes so much easier? Because mastering your story means you know where you were, you know exactly where you are, and you know exactly where you're going. And that's exactly what Bob Proctor teaches us. The reason why people don't go from the level that they're on, the vibration that they're on, to the higher level financially, the higher vibration, is simply because they have not identified where they are, and they have not identified exactly where they want to go. That's the only reason why people don't get to where they want to get financially. And tonight, I challenge you to get very clear on those two things. Exactly where you are right now, and exactly where you want to take your life in a specific period of time. In a very specific period of time. What we're going to do is we're going to recalibrate. We're going to refocus. We're going to get very intentional as an organization about where we're going. But first, it has to happen on an individual level. When you identify where you are and where you want to go, watch how quickly, watch how simple it becomes to take your life from the level you are right now to exactly where it is you want to go. So write this, the power of your story. The power of your story is about identifying where you were before you got here, where you are right now, and where you're going, and having the ability to articulate that to somebody else. And I'm going to give it to you in 4 simple steps. We're going to make this simple. 4 simple steps. Right? Write these questions down, and then I'm going to break it down to you on how you're going to take these 4 questions and turn it into your personal story that you will tell to every single person that you speak to about this business. We're going to make it very simple, very plain. So there's 4 components of your story. Question number 1. Where were you before joining this opportunity? That's question number 1. Write that down. Don't answer the question. Write the question down. We'll answer the question later. 4 components of your story. And I'm going to drop these notes in the chat as I say them. Number 1, where were you before joining this opportunity? We got to identify that. That's the before. That's the before. Identifying where you were before, right? Where were you financially? Where were you mentally? Where were you emotionally? Where were you? Right? So we're going to identify where you were before you got this opportunity. Where were you as far as your job and your income was concerned? Where were you as far as your vision was concerned? Did you even have a vision? Right? Question number two, two-part question for number two. What potential did you see? What made you get started? What potential did you see? What made you get started? When I say what potential did you see, when you saw this opportunity, what leaped in your spirit? What did you see that made you so excited? What did you see that made you get started with this particular endeavor? Right? Now we're getting into the now. We just handled the before. Now we're getting into the now. Okay? Question number three. Question number three. Two-part question once again. What has taken place after becoming involved? Right? What do you like about being involved in this particular platform, in this particular endeavor, on this particular team, in this particular family, in this particular organization? What has taken place after becoming involved? What do you like about being involved? In other words, what changed you? Right? What did you see after you got started? Right? What did you witness? What has taken place in your life after becoming involved? What changed? What do you like about being involved? What have you learned since being in this organization, since coming to these trainings? Right? Last question, question number four, or component number four. And this has a three parts to this last component. Okay? What do you perceive about your future now that you're in? What in your life has changed as a result of making this decision? Why should other people choose to make the decision to get started? All right. What do you perceive about your future now that you're in? What in your life has changed as a result of making this decision? Why should other people choose to make the decision to get started? Right? How has your perception increased? How did your thinking change from when you were working a job, when you were, doing what it is that you're doing, to now having information that will allow you to make money from a phone, make money while you sleep, allow you to grow money, allow you to give this information to your loved ones, to the people around you? What took you to a higher level? What has you excited about your future? Do you see how we identified where you were, how we identified where you are, and how we identified where you're going within these four components? Can you see that clearly? Yes, no? I know y'all might be writing. Drop it in the chat, 111 if you're with me. We going somewhere tonight. It's going to be some breakthroughs tonight. We are going to the next level tonight. We're about to make this thing plain. Because this business is simple. I'm telling you. Now watch this. This is the amazing part about this. It takes no more than 3 to 5 minutes to tell your story. For those of y'all who've been here for any amount of time, every time you hear me do a presentation, I say the same exact thing over and over again. And I say the same exact thing when I talk to people. MrKingdomKash, Charles Dyson, married to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Lady KingdomKash, Christina Dyson. We have 10 wonderful children. Haven't worked a job since April 2013, right? Used to work 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week, right? I was scared, lost, confused because I wasn't making enough money, right? Realized quickly, my wife and I, we got to make a change. What did I do? Got a mentor. And everything that mentor told me to do, I did. And that's when my life started changing. And I quickly began to realize that the key to financial elevation is simply following somebody who had the information that I needed to apply, that was where I needed to be, had the heart to help me. And that's how I started to elevate. Same story over and over again. That didn't take no time at all, did it? It identified where I was, right? Identified what made me change, right? And the only part that I didn't go over, Chairman 10, Platinum 5,000, da, 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 da. That usually comes towards the end of the presentation, but you get the idea, right? But here's the thing. All of you have a story, and it doesn't have to be a finished product. You gotta understand how to communicate your story from where you are right now with excitement and enthusiasm, right? You don't even have to have the craziest trading results. You don't have to have any trading results to do this. I want you to understand that, right? Because what you can do is leverage the results of people around you, which is what this is all about. Now, I got to say this because some people on this call, right? And this is not to condemn you, right? That's not my goal for saying what I'm about to say, because I was this person. Many people on here are going to testify in the chat that they were this person. I was the guy that got started on this platform with my wife, high-fiving. We ain't telling nobody. We about to trade and get this money. That was me. I had no intentions on building this business. All right? None. But something powerful happens when you get in an environment where people are winning. And when you begin to understand that this thing is not about convincing people to get started, it's not about begging people to get started, it's not about any of that. It's about communicating what's already happening and giving them the opportunity to say yes or no. And if they say no, you got to understand that you still can make money by trading. It doesn't matter if somebody tells you no. You still have the ability to go place a trade and make some money. So literally, when we give people the gift of this opportunity, because it is a gift, when we talk to people about what it is that we do, it's literally a winning situation for the person that we're talking to. And the only person who loses in that conversation is the person who says no to you. You're already winning because you're already a part of the platform. You're already winning. You're already attached to the information. So it literally does not hurt us to give somebody the gift of being able to make money from a phone and make money in their sleep. It just so happens that we get paid for sharing the information. And by the way, shouldn't I get paid for sharing the information? I believe I should. Nobody on planet Earth gets mad at the owner of the grocery store whose value just so happens to be food And people exchange money for food all the time. But nobody gets mad at the person in the grocery store for expecting to get paid for the value they provide. Nobody gets mad at Apple for charging $1,300 for the same phone every 6 months. That's the value they choose to offer. And it's expected that every customer will pay for it. But you want to be mad at me because I expect to get paid for the value that I offer? Oh no, I deserve to get paid for the value that I offer. And that's the mentality that you have to adopt. You deserve to get paid for offering valuable information. Nowhere else on planet Earth do we expect any company to give us something for free. So can we just be okay with getting paid? Is it okay for you to get paid? Is it okay for you to leverage, right, this system to be paid at a high level the same way the CEO, the founder, the upper management, the investors of the company you show up to work for every single day is leveraging you? Is it okay for you to be on the other side of that equation? So we got to drop this stuff about, oh, I don't feel like it's a position of integrity for me to give people this information before I'm making money. No, that's your ego talking. That's your ego. Yes, it is absolutely okay for you to get paid from sharing information, right? Because let me help y'all understand that the foreign exchange market is not on trial here. This thing has been in operation since 4 AD. 4 AD. Over 2,000 years, the foreign exchange market has been working and thriving. It was working long before you were born. So Forex is not on trial here. It works. And when we share this information, you need to share it from a position of confidence, a position of authority, a position of trying to help somebody else, and be graceful about the people who say no, because you got to understand those no's will turn to yeses later on. And I will explain that in a second. Those no's become yeses. All we're looking for are the yeses right now, because it just makes sense, y'all, to make money from a phone, make money while you sleep. Okay, so now that we have established that, right? Now that we have established that, your story. Where were you before joining this opportunity? You had something that you were doing for money, a job, a business, a skill, a vocation, something that you were doing for money. And you were exchanging your time, your effort, your energy for money. Everybody on this call, that's true for you. Communicate that. Right? What potential did you see? I got contacted about this through Facebook, through Instagram. I saw a video, whatever your story is. And they were talking about making money from a phone. And listen, I've never thought that I would be doing this. I didn't even think it was real. But once I saw it and I really began to understand that I can push a button on my phone to make money, which is easier than showing up 8 hours at a job to make money, I said, you know what? This is worth learning. That's the answer to question number 2. That's what made me get started. Or whatever it is for you, right? What has taken place after becoming involved? And listen, now that I'm in the environment, I'm telling you, it's the best decision I've ever made. Because I'm understanding now how easy it is to really make money. Like literally, people are making money while they're sleeping. Right? And the thing is, it's not just all about money. I'm growing. I'm learning how money really works. I'm learning that in order to be financially free, I must be an investor. I must be a business owner. Don't you see it? Just think about it. Are you working around senior citizens? Are you working around people twice your age? Are you tired yet? Are you tired of working? Do you even have a plan to leave your job? Because if you don't, are you putting any amount of your money away that you're making every single week at your job? See, that was me. I wasn't putting any money away. I was just working myself to death. And once I started understanding how money really works because of this platform, it completely changed the way I think about money. Now, every time I get paid, I'm moving money around to invest, to grow my money. Come on, somebody. Do you see how this conversation can be powerful? What do you perceive about your future now that you're in? What in your life has changed as a result of making this decision? Why should other people choose to make the decision to get started? So now that I'm here, now that I'm in this position and I'm learning this information, I see it so clearly. I'm around people who are making $500 in a day, $1,000 in a day. Some of my mentors on the platform, the senior mentors, I've seen people make 6 figures, 7 figures in a minute. Or if you haven't seen it yourself, I've heard about our senior mentors on this platform making 6 figures, 7 figures in a minute, in 1 minute. What I learned as a result of being involved with this platform is everybody doesn't work hard for money. And because there's a way to make money the easy way, I wanted to learn that too. That's what made me get started. That's what I see for my future. And that's why I'm so excited about this. That's why I decided to call you. Because I want you to take a look at this. I want you to see it for yourself. And if the answer is no, that's okay. But I want you to see it so you can give me a real answer after you see it for yourself. Listen, I know you. I know you. I know if you like it, I made the right decision. Write that one down. I know if you like it, I made the right decision. Use that, y'all. I'm telling you. That one right there. I just got that one last week. That's a really good one. I know if you like it, I made the right decision. Do you see how powerful a conversation using this protocol, how powerful that conversation can be? It's a real conversation. And yes, you can condense that and compress that into 3 to 5 minutes. I want you to understand that this is the same formula you follow when you're doing the introduction for a presentation. The only other part after that is edifying the next speaker. This is the same formula. So this is versatile. You can use this formula on a presentation. In the beginning, when you're about to go ahead and launch the call, the person who does the introduction goes through this formula and then edifies the next speaker. The next speaker comes and goes into what? The cash flow quadrant. Or you can take the same formula, use it over the phone, or use it on Zoom, or use it in the grocery store, or use it when you're talking to your cousins, your family members, your brothers, your sisters. You know why? Because it's an authentic conversation. That's all it is. Some of y'all been overthinking this business. This is simple. Right? Now watch this. Watch this. Now, right? Drop a 333 if you're still with me. I'm about to give you some more. We about to go a little further, a little higher. We about to go a little further, a little higher. I see the 333s rolling in. Okay, cool. So watch this. Watch this. Watch this. It's so simple. You're going to have 1 to 5 of these conversations a day. Now, if you have 5 of these conversations a day, right? These are meaningful conversations. Then in the next 30 days, that means you will have had 150 meaningful conversations. 150 people will have seen the plan. And out of those 150 people, I am sure we could get 12 to 15 to say yes. Now, watch this. The other people, all those people who said no, watch what we're going to do with those no's. Here's why you don't need to get discouraged about people who say no, because they all have a purpose. Every single person who said no, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do exactly what you're supposed to do. You're going to go into the training. You're going to get on Go Live. You're going to get on the software. You're going to get on the Skittles. You're going to get on TDL. You're going to be a trader. And you're actually going to produce some results. You get your first $25 trade. You're going to follow up with every single person who said no. Hey, I just made $25 from my phone. This thing is working. I think you should take a look at this again. Guess what's going to happen? Some of those people from a $25 testimony will turn to a yes. And a lot of them will say no again. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to keep on doing what you're supposed to do. You're going to get a $100 testimony. Guess what you're going to do? Hey, listen, I know you said no the last time, but I just made $100 in a day from my phone. You really need to take a look at this. Guess what's going to happen? Some of those people who said no will now say yes, and everybody else will say no again. And guess what you're going to do after that? You're going to keep on doing what you're supposed to do. You're going to keep on trading. You're going to have your first $150 day. Hey, listen, I know you said no the last time, but I just made $150 in a day from my phone. I think you should take a look at this again. Y'all, they didn't die. They didn't die. They didn't change their phone number. They didn't block you. You can contact them again. Because watch this. You're going to keep doing this. Every time you exceed your last best testimony, you're going to call again. You'll get to the point where you're making $800 in a day and you'll follow up with everybody. How long do you think they're going to say no? They're going to get tired of hearing you talk about how much money you're making from your phone, because at some point it's going to click. $800 in a day? How much money I'm making a day at my job? At some point it's going to click for that person. As long as you do what you're supposed to do. But at the same time you're doing what you're supposed to do, guess what you're doing? You're making money from your phone, and you're having some of those no's turn to yeses, so your organization is growing. And watch this. You don't need everybody to get this. You just need a few to get excited as you and go ahead and do the same things we're doing, and your organization will take off. Right? Let me ask you a question. Ajani, how much money was that raise in total from where you were to where you are now? You got a raise to $15.16 an hour. Where were you before that raise? Can you drop that in the chat? Where were you before that raise? And she a trader, by the way, y'all. She doing good. 12.6. $15, right? 16 an hour minus $12.65. Ladies and gentlemen, they gave her a $2.51 raise after a year worth of work. This is what employers think of you, right? I want y'all to understand, $2 and some change for a raise. Do you understand how powerful it is that what we have? Now, thank God she has the information to grow her money. Because there was a point in all of our lives where the only thing we knew was how to work a job for money. Do you see why we share this information? 9 cents. See how disrespectful this is? A 9-cent raise. See, when people say, when you ask somebody how much do they make per hour, that's really nice. That's a very polite way to put it. But when you start asking people, how much money per hour is your life worth? That hit a little bit different, don't it? An hour of my life is worth $15 an hour. That's it. An hour of my life, my time that I can't get back, is worth only $15. I don't care if it was $25. I don't care if it was $30. Do you understand? Now, yeah, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. Thank God for the raise. Thank God that they gave it to you, right? I get it. But here's what I'm trying to get to. Because you have this information, you have the ability to take control of your future. But many people out there don't have that. All they have is $15 an hour. All they have is $12 an hour. So it's a blessing that you got a raise, but it's an even bigger blessing that you can give yourself a raise whenever you want to. That's my point. So I appreciate you for sharing that. But congratulations on the raise. But you got information to make $15 a minute. You feel me? That's the power of what we have. But I just got sidetracked. But anyway. So do y'all understand how we turn every no? All no's can turn into yeses? Do y'all understand that? Now watch this. If you do one person a day, one meaningful conversation a day, over a 30-day period, that's 30 meaningful conversations. That's more than 0, right? Many people came to this call, right? And this is not to condemn you, but many people came to this call being inconsistent with talking to people or not talking to anybody at all. But if that's you and you're dropping Chairman Season in the chat, I want to make something abundantly clear to you. Chairman doesn't happen without the work. Chairman doesn't happen without consistency. So watch this. If your goal is here and you're here, there's a season of focus and work that has to take place for you to take your income from here to that level, that vibration, that pinnacle, that place that you're trying to get to financially. The worst type of liar is the liar who lies to themselves, not to somebody else. Don't lie to yourself. That's why I started this call with that story. You got to go all in. You got to go all in. And the most important conversation that you can have is that eternal conversation, the conversation that you're having with yourself when nobody else is around, when it's like you can hear a mouse piss on cotton, that quiet in your house. Excuse my language. You can, when it's extremely quiet, nobody else is around, those inner thoughts that you are having about your future, that's the conversation that matters the most. And you got to believe that voice. You got to believe that voice inside of you. That voice, you got to be able to trust that voice. It's your voice. Watch this. When you make a commitment to something, Jesus Christ, thank you, Father. When you make a commitment to something, it should be just like God said it. Let there be light. And there was light. And there's been light ever since he said it. That's how powerful your word should be. That's how powerful. When you say something, it happens. That's how powerful your word should be. But you can't get your word, your inner voice, to that level until you start doing what you say you're going to do. Until you start making the commitment and then honoring your own promise to yourself. You didn't have to speak it to anybody. You said it in your heart. That's why you need to follow through with it so you can start trusting the visions that you have. It won't manifest as every time you say you're going to do something, you know it's a lie. You got to start trusting your own inner voice. And the only way you're going to get to that level is if you make a decision right now. When you say you're going to do something as simple as talking to 1 to 5 people a day, you actually do it. When you make a commitment to growth, whatever thing that you're going to do this week that you didn't do last week, you actually do it. I want y'all to understand, I've been saying this for the past 2 weeks. The Holy Spirit gave me this, and it's so true. Growth happens in the fire, not on these Zooms. You get information on these Zooms, but it only becomes valuable when you go apply it. That's where the fire is. The fire is in the application. That's how diamonds are produced. Diamonds aren't produced outside the fire. Diamonds are produced in the fire. You got to take this information and go apply it. So every single week, you need to be doing something you've never done before. Why? Because that's growth. That's how you make a mistake. You learn, okay, I didn't do it right that time, but I got better. That's how you start getting to new levels. Doing things that you're afraid of, doing things that you've been scared of, doing things that you thought you would never do. Ain't that what all successful people do? Just think about it. Kobe Bryant was Kobe Bryant because he was doing things that nobody were doing. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan because what? He did things that nobody else was willing to do. Denzel Washington, you know his name because he was doing things nobody else was willing to do. Any successful person, when the lights are off, when nobody's around, they are growing. They are committed. You don't know the hours of time Michael B. Jordan spent practicing lines, getting rejected, casting call after casting call. You don't know how many hours Venus and Serena Williams spent on that tennis court. You don't know how many surgeries Steph Curry had to go through on his ankles to get them strong enough to be able to do what he's doing now. Greatness requires an uncommon level of commitment and focus. If you want to be great, you got to start leaning into the things everybody else runs away from. It's that simple. So watch this. You could do this in person. How many people do you have within 5 miles of your house that you know, that you have not invited to your house to show them how this works? Or even got in the car and pulled up on them? Right? For those who don't understand that vernacular, that means get in your car and go over to their house. Pull up, as the young people say. Pull up on them. What you doing right now? Nothing? I'm coming over. I'll be over there in about 10, 15 minutes. Listen to me. How do you have the... I need y'all to see this, man. Please understand what I'm saying. What did I say at the beginning of this call? Whatever you believe is what is true, right? That's what I said. Whatever you believe is what is true. They are paying people on this platform $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $250,000 a month, $500,000 a month, y'all. They are consistently paying people these amounts of money for doing what it is that I'm talking about. Having conversations. This is what we get paid to do. Do you understand the gravity, the magnitude of what I'm explaining to you? I didn't say anything difficult on this webinar the whole entire time. But you won't do it unless you believe. You won't do it unless you believe you can get to $2,000 a month residually, $5,000 a month residually, $10,000 a month residually. You won't do this unless you really believe that it's yours. So you got to show people this information. You can go to them. They can come to you in person. You can get on the phone and go through the 4 components of your story. You can get on a Zoom and go through the 4 components of your story. Show them. Share your screen. Log into your back office. Show them the training. Show them that it's only 4-minute, 5-minute, 8-minute videos. Show them the recordings from the Go Live platform. Show them the simplicity of the software. Show them the swipe trades and the swipe coin and the harmonic scan. Show them. Just show them. Tell them why you do it. Tell them why you're excited. Give them your vision for you and them. Cast a big vision. Nobody wants to be around a failure. Nobody wants to be attached to something that won't work, right? You're not here because we're talking about getting to, after a year, 2 years, $600 a month. We're not here to fail, are we? Like, really think about it. Why are we here? This ain't the best friends club. This ain't the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. We not here just for our health. What are we here for? Let's not lose sight of it. We are here to go to the next level financially. So guess what? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to cast a big vision. Because if you go to somebody's house, talking about some, girl, I done found it. We going to the next level. What's the next level? $150 a month, $37 a week. That's it? That's it? No, I'm good. I'll stay on my job. Listen, cast the big vision. Listen, I'm taking this thing to Chairman 10. I'm taking this thing to $10,000 a day trading. And I think we can do it together. I think we can do something. I think we can do something that will change the entire trajectory of our children's lives, of our family lives. Girl, we gonna go buy matching Benzes on the same day. Dog, listen, we gonna go get you a Bentley, and I'm getting a Bentley. You can have it in red. I'm gonna get it in black. Big vision. Nobody wants to be a part of something small. And watch this. You won't talk like that unless you really believe it's going to happen. Cast a vision. I dare you to just cast a vision. I dare you to give somebody something to hope for. I dare you to give somebody for something to believe in. I dare you to go tell people what you have your hands on. We are making money from a phone, making money while we sleep. And do you know they will pay us to help other people do that? I'm turning this into a career. This just makes sense to me. I think we can do this together. And watch this. I only got 3 top spots. So if you say yes first, Everything I do, you benefit from financially. Just take one of these spots. Trust me. We go back like two flats on a Cadillac. You know me since snot nose. We used to run around in our diapers together. I know you. I watch your kids, you watch my kids. We go clubbing together. We do this, we do that. We've been on the church. We've been on the choir together for what? How many years? Listen, use your relationships. Pull that card. Pull it. How long we known each other? Show them why you do it. Handle any adversity or rebuttal. Handle any adversity or rebuttal. Drop your rebuttals in the comment section. Anything you hear, I don't care what it is. Anything you hear consistently. I ain't got the money. Right? Anything. I don't even want to give y'all. Anything you hear, anything. Drop it in the chat right now. I don't have the money right now. Perfect. I don't have the money right now. Listen, I didn't have the money neither. I used to think like that. Matter of fact, I felt exactly the same way you feel right now. But here's what I found. And then you go into the right mentality. Right? 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 Write this phrase down. Feel, felt, found. Feel, felt, found. Feel, felt, found. Right? I want to see you do it first. Hey, listen, I used to think like that. You know, in fact, I felt exactly the same way. The person who showed it to me, I told them, I want to see you do it first. Right? But here's what I found. I found that watching somebody else make money won't help me change my life. And guess what? I've tried what I'm doing my entire life. I've had a job my entire life. Guess what? I'm not financially free yet. I got to do something different. That's why I got started. So instead of being scared, I suggest you get started and let me help you. Let me and my mentors help you because it just makes sense. Waiting doesn't change your life. And watch this. I'm not going to have time to slow down and come back for you. I'm giving you the opportunity now. I got 50 other people to call. I thought of you first. I need a yes or a no. Listen, y'all, you got the cookie. You got the cookie, you got the cookie. You got what they need, not the other way around. And the moment you start understanding that, you got what they need. What does it look like a 4-year-old coming up to you? I want a cookie. You want the cookie? Room dirty, toys all over the place, ain't clean nothing, and you give them the cookie. No, go clean your room. And then I'll give you the cookie. See, when you have the cookie, you're in control. You got the cookie. You got what they need. Do you get the analogy? You got the cookie. Right? I'll try it, and I'll get back to you. Hey, listen, guess what? I used to think like that too. You know, the person who showed me this, I told them the same thing. I'm gonna go do some research, I'm gonna go try this out, and then if I like it, I'll get back to you. But here's what I found. People who say that never get back to me. And it's okay. I would rather you tell me no so I can go focus on helping somebody else make some easy money from their phone. If it's a no, if it doesn't make sense to you to make money while you sleep, just tell me no and I'll move on because I'm not here to sell you. I'm not trying to sell you. I just want to give you the information. If it's no, tell me no. If it's a yes, tell me yes. If you have concerns, give them to me so I can help you get them answered. I can put you in touch with the person who's helping me and coaching me, right? That's nothing. We could do that today. But I need a yes or a no. And if it's a no, just tell me no. Listen, y'all, ask for the no. Because what are we going to do? We're going to put them on a list of people we're going to follow up with after we make more money. Simple. I tell people, listen, tell me no fast. If it's no, please tell me no. Because I already know what I'm going to do. You're going on the follow-up list. I'm not here to sell you. Please put that in your vernacular. I'm not here to sell you. I'm just telling you what I found. I want to do it, but not right now. Listen, I'm telling you, you can use this for anything. I want to do it, but not right now. Hey, listen, I used to think like that, right? Actually, I felt exactly the same way, right? But here's what I found, right? Here's what I found. When I learned that investors and business owners are the money makers on this planet, I had no choice. I needed to change my life. You might not realize it right now, but a financial emergency shouldn't have to happen before you start looking for solutions. 2020 woke us up. We need other ways to make money. And I'm giving you one right now, right? I'm giving you one right now. Listen, if you always put things off, nothing ever changes. And if you want to do it, do it. If you want to do it, do it. What's stopping you? Because literally you can push a button. The same thing you do on Instagram, liking photos, that same activity makes me money. And you can do the same thing. I would love to do it with you. But listen, I got about 50 more calls to make. I contacted you first. I'm looking for my first 3 people. That's it. I'm letting you know right now, everything I do from this point forward, my first 3 spots will be worth 5 figures a month. Cast a big vision. Cast a big vision. My first 3 spots will be worth minimum 5 figures a month. I'm telling you first. I need a yes or a no. Because I made a decision. I'm going all the way with this. I'm just looking for the 3 people that's going to do it with me. That's it. And if you really want to do it, you'll take one of these 3 spots right now. If you have the ability to get started, I say get started, because watch this. Everything I do, you can benefit from financially. You might not understand everything. That's okay. You can learn as you go. We have an earn while you learn system. But like I said, I got more people to talk to. I'm telling you first. Listen, y'all, feel, felt, found. But listen, you won't do this stuff unless you really believe. How much money do you make trading? Hey, listen, it's not about how much money I'm making, right? Watch this. Let me stick to the script. How much money do you make trading? Hey, listen, I used to think like that, right? Matter of fact, I asked the person who was getting me started the same exact question. The same exact question. But here's what I found once I started doing it, right? Here's what I found. It's not about how much money you're making right now. It's about growing your money for the future. Bottom line is, I can push a button and make money from my phone. Can you? Put it right back on them. Somebody asks you how much money you make trading, put it right back on them. I actually can push a button from my phone and make money. I have the ability to do that. Can you? Simple. Simple. Right? Now, Andre, that one, I just had a death. We have to be gracious. I'm not going to try to close somebody who's grieving, right? I'm human. So listen, I'm sorry for your loss. Extremely sorry for your loss, right? Definitely send my prayers for your family, right? I'm involved with this thing. I'm going all the way with it. Now might not be the time for you, but just know when you're ready, I'm gonna put you in position to multiply money from your phone while you sleep. Now is not the time to have that conversation if you don't want to have it. But when you're ready, I'll be here to help you. And you never know. They might say, you know what? No, give me the information now. I appreciate you. right? Yes, yes, you can leverage past trading results. Yes, you can leverage past trading results. I want y'all to, I haven't said this in a long time. That's a great question. I haven't said this in a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've made any amount of money trading, that's history. That's history. It happened. It happened. I made $2,000 4 years ago. I'm still telling that story. It's history. It happened. It happened. And if you did it once, guess what? You can do it again and again and again and again and again. You can do it forever. That story did not all of a sudden not happen. That's history. You can tell that story to the end of time, right? But let me help you understand. Feel, felt, found works. And what you're doing is you're acknowledging their rebuttal, and then you're helping them understand a different perspective. You're just turning their attention somewhere else. I acknowledge what you're saying, but this is the right way to think about it. I'm going to give you the right way to think about it. And here's the thing. If you don't know what to say, hey, listen, I used to feel the same exact way. Right? Matter of fact, I remember saying something similar. But watch this. Here's what I found. I found that, and you give them, right, a short synopsis, a short answer, and you say, matter of fact, I got somebody that will be the perfect person that you should talk to. And you edify somebody else who can do a three-way call for you. Leverage those three-way calls. And if you have, and that's my next point, if you have made money in the market, leverage your testimonies. Right? Leverage your testimonies. Leverage your testimonies. But if you haven't made money trading, leverage the testimonies of other people on this platform, of people within our organization. Leverage the Retire to 365 Travelpreneurs group. Leverage the prospect zone on Discord. Leverage it. The power of a story works for you and other people's stories. So I want you to understand, anybody on this webinar that's still learning, that's still growing, that has not made money, but you want to build this business, you can. You think people care about how much money you made. They don't. Even when people ask you this is another good rebuttal. When people ask you, how much money have you made? You can put it right back on them like this. If I tell you how much money I made, no matter what I say, will you get started right now? If I told you how much money I made, no matter what answer I give, are you ready to get started right now? And if they say no, then why does it matter? Why does it matter how much money I made? Because the bottom line is, if you're not ready to get started right now anyway, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Do you have 235 right now to get started? I don't want to pay 235. Okay, that's fine. Exactly. They want to be convinced, but watch this. Watch this. This is so good. They want to be convinced, but when you don't give them what they want, it makes them want it even more. Please understand what I just said. If you don't give them what they want, it makes them want it even more. They want to be convinced. You're not there to convince them. Hey, listen, I love telling people this. Listen, I'm not here to convince you. I'm just telling you what's working already, right? I'm just telling you what's working already. If you want to be a part of it, I would love to help you. But if the answer is no, just tell me no. I'll go help somebody else. No. And that's a good question. So, Ajani said, in the training, you said we can't post results on our Facebook profile. Was this a suggestion or your opinion? I said that for two reasons. Number one, the industry of foreign exchange is regulated in the United States by the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. It's a government arm, right, of the government arm, right? The government has Facebook profiles, Instagram profiles. Oh, by the way, the IRS has Facebook profiles, Instagram profiles, Snapchat profiles, and they are watching. And they don't care if it's a demo that you're posting. They will tax you for it. So number one, you don't want to post screenshots because they will contact you and say, oh yeah, we're taxing that. We noticed that you didn't put that on your last year's tax return. Yeah, you owe us some money. You don't want to get caught in that situation? I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. That's first thing. But the second thing is, because we are a network marketing company who also happens to be a trading company giving trading information, right? Giving trading information, that makes us regulated by the SEC, which means posting screenshots of whether it's demo or live can get our entire company shut down. Right? Now, watch this. The reason why we do it the way we do it, where do we do it? We do it in a private setting where ain't like, you got to get approved into the group in our Discord or privately from person to person. That ain't nobody else's business. That ain't nobody's business. So you don't need to publicly post the money that you're making in your trade account. That's actually the wrong way to do this. We teach you how to do this the right way. And we don't want you to get in a situation where the IRS is sending you a letter talking about some, hey, yeah, we saw you post that screenshot. You post several screenshots with the dates and the amounts that they said that you said you made, and they trying to tax you for it. You don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. But anyway, last thing I want you to understand is people want to be a part of something. People want to be a part of something. People want, they desire to be a part of something. Give them something to be a part of. If you run the play that I just gave you tonight, using the 4 components of your story, being consistent about giving people this information, I'm telling you, it'll change your life. That is the end of the Believe Bigger Faster call, right?